The following stories are inspired by documented paranormal encounters. Some locations and identities may have been changed to protect the people involved. These stories may be disturbing for younger audiences, and listener discretion is advised. This podcast is based on true events.
Hey, I'm B, she, they.
Hi, I'm Dalia, she, they.
Hey, I'm Brandon, he, him.
And this podcast is based on true events. Which one of you bitches said was instead of is?
Probably me.
I also think it might have been me.
It was probably him then.
I guess we're done. Goodbye. Have a great day.
Did I say was?
Somebody said was.
Well, you're the editor, so when we go back and listen, you're going to know who it was, probably.
Yeah.
Our voices are not very similar, yours and mine, you know?
That's true, that's true.
Was it you?
No, I said is.
This podcast is... I swore I said is. I don't know, though.
Somebody said what?
Someone's a culprit, and it was probably me. It's fine. Vibe checks.
Vibe checks. I'm doing great.
I was going to go first that time.
Too bad.
I haven't gone first this whole time.
All right, go ahead.
No, you already went.
Selfish man.
Yeah, we were just saying the opposite, but now...
About to be a very saddish man.
Yeah.
A very sad, selfish man. Just in the corner.
In the corner of my vibe checks, all of my own.
In the corner with your vibe.
I'll take my vibe elsewhere.
Oh, I guess I'll go second.
No, first. I haven't gone yet. Go ahead.
You have.
Nuh-uh.
You already had yours.
I don't know
you
what you
did.
I didn't.
Liar.
Nope.
He's the
Liar.
editor. Be careful before he just edits out his vibe check.
And then you guys just called me selfish for no reason.
Yeah, then we look like the assholes.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting there with the sad SpongeBob expression. The hyper-realistic one.
Good God. Okay. All right. A vibe check. I am...
This one, Dalia, because you don't know SpongeBob.
I know that one. That's not the hyper-realistic one.
It's not. It's not as hyper-realistic as I thought.
There is
It could also be this one.
I know what that looks like.
That one with the 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, for real.
Good God. Anyway, did you just fart?
No.
I didn't either.
I heard a little...
Are you sure that wasn't you?
Once
I can
again...
queef on command. I can't. I just wanted to see your face.
So the vibe is going well, as you can see.
I wanted you to show me.
So everything's going great. We're a little,
My vibe.
we're a little giddy.
My vibe.
That
My
we're a little
vibe.
giddy that
My vibe.
It's still daylight out, and we're about to finish up recording.
When the daylight comes, I'll have to...
Copyright. All right, go ahead,
I'll have 2 toes, and tonight
honey, please. They're gonna
go in slow-mo.
They're gonna ban us in China. Please, I'm begging you.
I'm sorry. Editor, take care of that.
No.
Anyway. Vibe check. Vibe.
Vibe shit. Go.
I'm thirsty. Thirsty.
All right. Well,
That's it.
while she's doing that, B, what's your vibe?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is episode number 5. That means there is a blunt waiting at home for me, and I am excited for it.
Wish there was a blunt waiting at home for me.
You are home.
Exactly.
There's a blunt at my home waiting for you. Come on. I
wanna
got
leave
plenty
my
to
house.
share. Come on. No, I feel ya. I don't ever want to leave my house. You're lucky I leave my house for this.
We are.
We are lucky, yes.
We are. We like having you around.
We love having you around.
There are 2 times a month I leave my house. Game night and recording. Both times I end up here. I leave my house to come to your house.
Amazing.
I like going outside to parks and stuff, but usually, yeah, I do like my home. It has all my stuff in it, so.
I don't mind sitting outside in like the nature. I can do that.
Went on a walk the other day.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
But I'm not trying to leave my house and go interact with other people.
Yeah, like I don't want to go to like Walmart, you know.
I definitely
I don't want to go where people are.
Right.
I don't want to go where... I'm sorry, I'll stop. Anyway, what's your vibe check, honey?
So I know I haven't gotten to go yet, but like,
Oh, wow. That's a first, right?
No, what I was gonna say though is there are specific occasions like going to like the Asian Food Fest where we want to go, or like to cons or something.
I will go to Get a Fest.
Yeah.
I will go to Get a Fest.
Oh man, I've never been to Get a Fest. I've been wanting to go like my entire life.
Yep, I will go to Get a Fest and I will go to
Love Get a.
cons. That's the extent of my people.
Speaking of outings, do you like Ashniko?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want to go to a concert with me, she's going to be in Indianapolis in July. So just like, we'll communicate if you want to go.
It depends on when. I'm going to Incarceration in July.
Oh, fair.
Yep.
That sounds like fun. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you go every year, don't you?
Huh?
Or am I tripping? Is it somebody
No,
else?
I used to go to Rock on the Range every year, and then that got changed to, what do they call it now? I don't remember what they call it. They changed it to something else.
Is that not Incarceration?
No. Incarceration is at the Mansfield prison.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For some reason, I thought they were the same thing. Okay.
Yeah. Rock on the Range was up closer to Columbus.
Everything's
And then
in Columbus.
Incarceration is in Mansfield.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
And then there's Louder Than Life. That's in Louisville. That's another rock festival. I've never been to Louder Than Life. I've also never been to Incarceration. This is my first time going to that one. I'm excited.
Baller.
Cool.
Sounds
Hell
fun.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you finish your vibe check?
Yeah. It's there. The vibes are in the atmosphere. So.
The atmosphere.
I was hoping we steamrolled them, but I guess not.
Oh no. I'm very.
I'll steamroll them later. It's
While I
okay.
am.
Oh my god.
While I am very easy to steamroll.
Guys,
In more ways than one.
Mom and Dad are being dirty again.
You guys started
You're
it.
one to talk.
In fact, I think it mostly is you who started it.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I never start anything dirty. You
Liar.
guys are
Liar.
Well,
Let's just go right into it.
Well, I have a story to tell.
Do you?
I do.
Is that what's happening?
on my
It's
good
about to be.
Christian Minecraft server.
If only. So, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And in some myths and legends, it's even said that a picture captures part of a person's soul. This superstition arose during the introduction of photography in the 19th century and was really just a fear of the unknown and the changing of the times and technology, right? But what if there is actually some truth to this belief? Or at the very least, could a soul be so attached to a photograph of itself that it follows it around even after long leaving the body? As told by the show A Haunting, I bring you the story, The Soldier's Photograph. In 1994, single mother Lisa Wilson is helping her ex-boyfriend Dan move out of their house. When they had first met, Lisa really needed Dan. He had helped her through a really tough divorce. However, people sometimes grow apart, and life takes them in different directions. And now with Dan gone, for the first time in a long time, it was just Lisa and her daughters, 8-year-old Laura and 10-year-old Sarah. Lisa was working full-time as an insurance clerk while studying for her college degree, so it was a bit of a struggle financially. But Lisa always tried to keep a positive attitude about everything, especially in front of the girls. One night, soon after Dan moved out, Lisa is finishing up some homework when she stumbles across something that Dan had left behind. It was a photograph of Dan's brother, Michael, stashed away in an envelope in the drawer of her desk she had been working from. Michael had gone to Vietnam at the age of 18, and while on a recon patrol only a year later, he was ambushed and killed. There was no body retrieved, just his dog tags. As Lisa looked down at the picture of Michael, she couldn't help but get a little emotional. She says that he had a look on his face that said he was ready to die. She specifically noted the eyes. Although they were covered by sunglasses, Lisa felt like even if she could see them, they wouldn't be showing any emotion. Later that weekend, Lisa's sister Carol visits the house. Upon showing the photo to her that Dan had left behind, Carol also remembers feeling captivated by it. She said that even though you couldn't see his eyes in the photo, you still felt like you could in some way. It was like he was staring out at you, trying desperately to get your attention. Lisa had an idea that instead of just simply giving the photo back to Dan, that she wanted to blow it up to like a 11 by 14, set it in a frame, and give it back to him as a birthday present. When she went to pick up the custom framed photograph about a week and a half later, she was so excited by how it looked that she almost didn't even want to give it to Dan. No, to her, the photo had already become part of her life. She was growing attached to it. That night, after bringing it home, Lisa wakes up at around 4:30 a.m. to the feeling of somebody else in bed with her. Sleepily, she turns over and comes face to face with the man in the photograph, Michael. She jolts out of bed, but by the time she turns around to look, he was gone. Eventually, she's able to convince herself that it must have just been her imagination. She had just been looking at the photograph before bed, so she must have been still half asleep. Maybe she dreamt it. A few weeks later, Lisa is at a party at Dan's mother's house to celebrate his 40th birthday. She really believed that Dan would like the picture, especially since it came from her heart. However, upon laying eyes on the photograph of his brother, Dan's face, along with his mother's and a couple other family members in the room, all fell. After a brief silence, Dan slides the framed picture back over to Lisa and continues the conversation around the room as if nothing had happened. This non-acknowledgement of her gift gave Lisa a sinking feeling in her gut, a feeling of, oh no, what have I done? She and her daughters later slip away from the party, embarrassed and without saying any goodbyes. That night, as Lisa looks over the photograph, she gets a knock on her bedroom door. Upon opening it, she finds Laura and Sarah shivering in the hallway. They ask why the hallway was so cold, but Lisa assures them that it was simply because the hallway didn't have a heating vent and escorted them back to bed. Later on that night, Lisa is woken up to the sound of heavy knocking on her bedroom door. And for some reason, Lisa can't shake the feeling that it is Michael on the other side. Eventually, she calms herself down and is able to get back to sleep. As the girls get ready for the bus in the morning, Lisa asks if either of them had knocked on her door last night, to which they both answer that they hadn't. Why would they? The hallway was too cold. Later that morning, Dan shows up to apologize for what had happened at the party. Apparently, Michael was a painful subject in his family. He was always picking fights with people, and one day, during an argument, Michael lashed out at the whole family. The next thing they knew, he was leaving for Vietnam. They never saw him again. And since then, Michael became a subject that Dan and his family refused to discuss. They wouldn't talk about the war. They wouldn't even watch movies that discussed Vietnam. Lisa found the whole thing to be really sad. But one thing Dan said caught her attention. Apparently, after seeing Michael in that picture, Dan's mother had a nightmare that Michael had shown up and was banging at her front door. Lisa tells Dan that she had something similar happen to her just last night and says that she thinks this is a sign for them to try and come to terms with Michael's death. Dan says he doesn't want to discuss anymore and goes to leave, but Lisa stops him. She begs Dan to take Michael with him, but Dan responds with, "Michael's dead," and closes the door behind him. After this, Lisa feels compelled to hang the photo in her bedroom. She feels that at this point the photo had become a part of her, and while she acknowledged that it was a strange thing to do, she just didn't care. After this, Laura and Sarah report that their mom started to change. She went from being happy and wanting to do things with them to mostly wanting to be in her room, isolating herself away from them. Lisa just wants to spend more and more time around the photo and looking at Michael. She says she almost felt special, feeling like Michael was hers in some way. Late one night, Sarah is unable to sleep. She decides to turn on the radio next to her bed for some white noise, but starts hearing things that she didn't really expect. She can swear she hears the sound of a helicopter, along with a man's voice yelling for air support, air support. At first, she thinks it's just a weird connection, but then she hears something that makes her blood run cold. Another man's voice, almost like a whisper, calls her name from between the static. Sarah. Sarah. Followed by the continued call of the other man for air support. Sarah unplugs the radio and dives back into her bed, wishing she could run as far away from the radio as possible. As the days progress, Lisa's thoughts are consumed more and more by the picture of the dead soldier. She said it was like the energy was slowly being drained from her, and in its place, a dark void was just growing deeper inside of her. Desperate to talk to someone about how she was feeling, Lisa calls her sister Carol. Carol says that her sister sounded absolutely obsessed with not only the photograph, but just the idea of Michael in general. Lisa would tell her that she would think about Michael almost at every minute of the day. She would get home from work and just wonder what all Michael had been doing that day. Absolutely dumbfounded, Carol reminds Lisa that Michael isn't real. He's just a photograph. But even as they speak on the phone, Lisa feels like she can hear evidence of Michael being on the line with them, like he was listening into their conversation. Every time she would say Michael's name, both of the women would hear a burst of static sound through the phone. Carol tries once again to remind Lisa that Michael is just a picture, but Lisa is insistent that she can feel Michael's presence around her, almost like his ghost has been reaching out to her. Carol tells Lisa to get rid of the picture, but Lisa absolutely refuses and hangs up. She can't explain why, but she'd rather do anything than take that picture down from her wall. That night, Lisa is woken up by the sound of Laura screaming from her bedroom. Rushing down the hall, she finds the girls huddled together, shaking and crying as Laura points to the far side of their room. She keeps stuttering about seeing a man, but Sarah cuts her off, saying that Laura had just had a nightmare. In reality, both of the girls had just seen the apparition of Michael in their room. The same man from the photograph in their mom's room had been standing in their room looking down on them as he smoked a cigarette. Sarah felt like her mother seemed to be under a lot of stress as it was and didn't want to add to it. So that's why she lied. Whether Lisa actually believed that Laura had a nightmare or because she didn't want to admit that her daughters had actually seen something, Lisa tucks them back into bed and heads back to her room, leaving the light on at Laura's request. That weekend, Lisa asks Carol to take care of the kids for her. Lisa thinks some time alone will do Carol thinks some time alone will do Lisa some good, and she also gives her a cross necklace that once belonged to their mother, saying it would give her strength. Lisa goes back home to spend her first weekend in over a year without her daughters. As she starts to make herself some dinner, Lisa starts to smell something that didn't belong in the usual array of smells in her house. Something more sulfuric. Lisa can feel an energy, almost like a crackling and popping sensation coming from around her. It was Michael. She knew it was Michael. But was she really going to let him invade her life like this? Was she going to just stand by and continue to give her energy to the spirit of this man who she had never even met or known? Frustrated, Lisa yells out, "Michael, go home!" She's had enough of this dread, of this obsession. She needed to break this hold on her that he had. She storms into her room and, after taking a breath, takes the picture down from its spot on her bedroom wall. She takes the framed photo outside and puts it in her detached garage. She fears that if she breaks it, that the spirit of Michael might get angry and retaliate in some way, so getting it out of the main house would have to do for now. That night, Lisa is once again awoken from sleep to the feeling of somebody in the bed with her. Did getting the picture out not work? She thinks to herself as she slowly starts to turn her neck around towards the presence. Before she can turn all the way, she sees what looks like a hand made up of sticks and vines reach around her, and she jolts up out of bed. Looking at her bed, she sees nobody there, but quickly notices that the curtains on her windows are fluttering violently in the wind. However, as violent as the wind looked, she didn't even feel a breeze. As she looks, Lisa sees a silhouette of what looks to be a person clad in dark robes standing in front of the billowing curtains. The figure raises its arms high, almost like a form of praise. Where hands should be, sticking out of the sleeves to the robe, look to be clusters of jagged sticks and twigs. The figure brought its hands of sticks together, and Lisa felt a rush of cold fear in her chest. In a blink, the figure was gone. Lisa says that it was terror that she had never felt before in her life, and she knew that this was not Michael, but something totally different. Lisa now believes that there are two spirits in her house, and that Michael may have been protecting her. She goes out into the garage to find the picture again, noting that as she opened the door, a rake seemed to fly across her path, almost like it was trying to stop her.
A what?
A rake.
Like a leaf rake.
Oh, I think like paranormal.
No, an actual rake.
Okay, okay. I was like, that's very casual of her to say.
No.
Right?
Okay, all right.
Like a tool, yeah. She successfully brings the photo back inside and hangs it back up in her room, crying as she asks herself what was wrong with her. After the weekend, Lisa goes to pick up her daughters and is gifted a painting by Carol to, quote, take the place of Michael. Carol asks if Lisa had gotten rid of Michael's photo, and Lisa lies and says that she has. This painting would not be taking the place of Michael, but Lisa hangs it above her desk in the living room and hopes that it brings a positive aura to the house. The new picture does nothing to lighten the mood for Sarah and Laura, however. Sarah specifically felt like she had to try and be the strongest she could be now, with her mother always seeming depressed and her sister always being scared. Laura feared the hallway so much that the two girls always ran through it whenever they needed to be there. And when they were in their room, the girls say that they could just feel like something was out in the hallway. Out of the hallway. Being in their room was no better. Sarah says that she always felt like somebody was staring at her and watching her in their room. Lisa has taken to attempting to resist the urges she has to stand in front of the picture of Michael and just look at it for stretches of times. She refuses to let the picture control her. One night, Lisa wakes up to a crashing sound in the house and runs to check on the girls. Both had also been woken up by the sound, but seemed to be unharmed. The trio go to investigate and find the painting that Carol had gifted them on the floor with its frame shattered, a room away from where it had been hung.
Jesus Christ.
While Lisa tries to frantically make up some half-hearted explanation, Sarah gets fed up. She tells her mother that they're not stupid. They know that this is Michael. Lisa is shocked to hear this, but even more shocked to hear about the reason the girls know about Michael is because they've seen him in their room before. Not knowing what else to do, Lisa calls the local health and science center to try to find help. The center kind of laughed at her, asking them if they laughed at her because she basically asked them if they had Ghostbusters. But they were still nice enough to refer Lisa to a woman named Kate, who worked from a guardian angel type of group and who they said could help. The group Kate was a part of claimed to try and help earthbound spirits find peace. Lisa sets up a session to speak with Kate and starts out by telling her as little as possible in the hopes to test if Kate was legitimate or not. Kate, to Lisa's surprise, claimed to actually know all about what's going on and even tells Lisa that she had brought Michael with her. Lisa had not given Kate Michael's name. Kate explains that Michael was tied to this earth by the anger that he feels towards his family, but was drawn to Lisa specifically because of her positivity and because of her ties to his family as well. According to Kate, Michael thought Lisa was the light. Michael also didn't want to let go of the anger that he felt, but he desperately needed to. Kate explains that they can set up a channeling session if Lisa wants to get rid of Michael, and after thinking it over for a minute, Lisa agrees. The moment she does, she feels a sharp pain in her chest that makes her have to take a seat. Kate explains that was Michael leaving. Upon asking where he had gone, Kate explains that Michael had gone back to Lisa's house. Not feeling comfortable staying at the house that night, Lisa takes the girls to stay the night at Carol's house. The next day, Carol has the family take her to the house. She wants to see for herself what has Lisa and the girls so afraid. She wants to believe that Lisa is dealing with a spirit, but she has to make sure that her sister isn't having some kind of breakdown or going crazy. Carol's annoyed to see that Michael's picture is still hanging on the wall. She takes it down and threatens to smash it, burn it, somehow get rid of it. This sends Lisa into a rage. She rips the photo away from Carol, yelling at her to not touch him, and saying that the bad spirit in the house isn't Michael. She doesn't know him like Lisa knows him. Back in the kitchen, Lisa apologizes, saying she doesn't know what came over her. She recognizes that the picture affects her so deeply that she legitimately feels like she needs Michael there, and that she's the only one who cares for him. Carol puts her foot down. Michael isn't real, she tells Lisa. You know what is real? Your daughters, who are scared out of their mind by the way their mother is acting. Show them that you love them, break this addiction, and destroy the picture. At the conclusion of that sentence, multiple wine glasses hanging in the kitchen throw themselves in the direction of Carol, shattering on the kitchen cabinets just inches from her head. Carol gathers Laura and Sarah into her car. You couldn't pay her to go back into that house, and she would not be allowing her nieces to go back in there either. With Lisa left alone in the house, she is left with an important dilemma. How exactly was she going to gain control of her, regain control of her house? Lisa reaches out to Kate once again, and the psychic brings over a woman who she claims can channel spirits in order to make contact with Michael's spirit and encourage him to move towards a more peaceful afterlife. The three join hands and start the seance. Almost immediately, something comes through. The face of the channeler scowls in a way that looks completely evil. When Kate asks the spirit to name itself, speaking through the channeler, the spirit says its name is Stephen. Through some questioning, Stephen tells them that he and Lisa were together in a past life and that he killed her. Now, he wanted nothing more than to make sure that she suffered. Suddenly, the channeler's face goes slack and she starts to cry. She starts apologizing over and over again, saying she never wanted to hurt Lisa. Through some probing, they find out this spirit speaking through the channeler is Michael. Apparently, Michael had been being manipulated by the other spirit in order to torment Lisa. Kate explains to Michael that if he crosses over, then the other spirit shouldn't be able to harm Lisa anymore either. Well, at first, Michael insists that Lisa is his light. After some coaching, the channeler gets a serene look on her face. After a moment, the channeler says, "I'm sorry, Lisa. I see the light now. I'm sorry. I'm going." She then looks directly at Lisa and says, "Goodbye." At that, Lisa says that she could physically feel Michael's presence in the house vanish as if it were never there. She starts to cry at this. It felt like Michael had been with her for so long at this point. She didn't even get to say goodbye herself. She felt a bit heartbroken, but knew that Michael was finally where he was supposed to be. Lisa never finds out anything more about the evil spirit who calls itself Stephen, but hoped that with Michael gone, it will no longer have any power over her. In the following weeks, the atmosphere in the house returns to normal. Michael's photo remains on Lisa's wall until she graduates from college, and she and the girls move out of the house. She says that when she looked at the picture after that seance, it was like the obsession that once ruled her life was gone. It now felt more like a tombstone, something to memorialize the dead that she once held so dear. She leaves the photo behind in the closet of her bedroom, and her and the girls move on, taking only the memories of the soldier who changed their lives.
That's crazy.
Imagine being in her life and just thinking, oh my god, she's fucking delusional.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
Because, like, how else do you interpret this kind of obsession this quickly, too?
That's exactly what I would jump to. I wouldn't...
Over someone she never knew.
She never knew.
Yeah.
Never knew this guy. No,
I'm interested in Steven. Was he
for
telling
real.
the truth, you think?
That's
or do you think that was just like a...
That's a crazy claim, too.
Was that Stephen with a P?
No.
Oh. That felt like Stephen with the P,
a Stephen.
X.
Stefan.
Yeah.
No, Stephen. I want... There's so many questions that I have, first up and foremost. Do you guys have any that may mirror my...
Questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a ton of questions.
Yeah?
Yeah. Putting them into words might be hard. Give me a second to think about it. First of all, how does one spirit leaving affect the other one not being able to do anything anymore?
So they believe... So from what they had deduced, what they had gotten out of Michael is that Stephen had been manipulating Michael in order to do all the things he was doing. So one can't exist there without the other. Stephen kind of needed the spirit.
Where did it come from? Where'd it go? Where'd it come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
See, that's my thing, is like... Is Stephen just there the whole time, just unable to do anything without another spirit's like presence? Is that how that kind of
weak ass fucking spirit?
Well, because if it's like a past life thing, so he hasn't reincarnated, obviously.
Thank God.
No, for real. But you just stay behind, and maybe so weak that he needs this other thing, this another spirit that has like more of a form than he does in order to do things, right? And here comes I personally think, I don't think Michael was there the whole time. Because the photo had been there, right? Mm-hmm. And we had not seen this before. I think Michael was attracted to Lisa, like he kind of said, because she felt this compassion towards him that he probably hasn't known since he left his family, right?
Right.
And so it probably did end up feeling like that was the light. Like, okay, this is where I need to be because this is where I'm loved. This is where I'm appreciated.
She's connected to the family without having that same negative connection that everyone else has.
Yeah, exactly.
The light and the love of your family without the that came with it before you dipped.
Yeah, and then here comes along Michael being like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you have this darker thing that's like, I have a puppet now. Mm-hmm. I have a way to get back at this person I hate so much. Also, why the fuck do you hate her so much?
It manifested as obsession for her too. Like I think that energies of both of them combined manifested into that obsession.
Yeah.
That need, that craving. But why does he hate her? I wonder if she did anything or if it's just one of those like.
So he killed her in a past life and still wants her to suffer. Either she actually in this past life did something horrible to him, or he was just evil. Maybe she cheated on him or something.
Yeah.
And like is just so.
She sold him out to the cops.
Something, right?
She like maybe
Mike was bumped. If you heard anything,
sorry for your ears.
Yeah, I bumped the mic a little bit ago too, but it was like the soft part right here.
Oh, I full on smacked the cable and everything.
That's
my
okay.
bad.
I'm sure it's fine. If anything, it'll be heard and then like
smack my ass like a drum.
But no, yeah, there's so many questions, right? Because it also opens up so many avenues for like things I haven't thought about before, like
the picture thing.
Like the picture
the
thing.
Soul in the picture.
Soul in the picture. Well, not even necessarily that. I don't think it was necessarily attracted to the picture. I think the compassion she felt towards this specific person that the picture spawned, I think that's what brought him. And I think this other entity, that's what I have questions about. Steven is who I have questions about. Yeah. In like past lives and shit like that. Because like I believe in past lives. I believe that reincarnation can be a thing. I've heard plenty of stories about kids who like remember these lives that they shouldn't but end up being completely true, right?
I have believed in reincarnation since I was a kid and didn't know what reincarnation was. Mm-hmm. Yep. So
no, but it's like, but then it introduces a thing. It's like, I guess if somebody's not reincarnated, do they just kind of stay behind as like a soul or a spirit? And if so, after so long, like after lifetimes, do they just get weaker over time? And is that possible. What that is? Like over so many, who knows how many years, right?
Yeah. It's also possible that there are so many souls that it's why the population grows and dies and grows and dies.
Sure.
There's so many theories, and I wish we had actual answers to these things. But, but in reality, we're not going to know until we die, if we find out when we die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
mortality is one hell of a thing.
It is, yeah. That's why we like the paranormal so much. Is it, like gives us questions and like things,
philosophy, theories,
and, like things to
spirituality.
Never answers, but like possibilities. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love theorizing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best part of like spirituality for me is what could be. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a really good story, hon.
I like that one. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, another note is like obsession in like paranormal stories, like an obsession with something. Because this may be the only one I can think of right now about like a specific photograph. There's been plenty of paranormal stories that revolve around like a feeling of obsession somebody will feel that they won't get rid of until either something really bad happens to them or that object is gone, right?
Yeah, it's depicted in movies as well.
Yeah.
So
and I just wonder, it's like, for me, maybe this makes me a bad person. I can't stand that kind of stuff because in your brain that's unaltered right now by an outside force, it's like, dude, just get rid of it. it's not that hard, but it's like they become dependent on it. And that's and it feels like that's what these like spirits or whatever is inhabiting it. That's what they want, because they're like, I don't want you to get rid of me this easily. Like I want to stay, right?
They want to consume you, you know?
Yeah, and like that Steven was just feeding off of her energy. She felt like she was becoming more and more of like a void, which is scary in its own right. Maybe that's I wonder the robed figure with twigs for arms and stuff. I just wonder. It's like, if that is Steven's manifestation, what the fuck was he?
Right.
You know?
Right. I wish we knew.
Yeah. But that's all I have. Does anybody have any more questions before we get to pictures?
No, I'm good.
No?
I don't think so.
Okie dokie.
I'm sure I'll come up with something later.
Right. Okay. Does anybody remember Lisa's last name? Okay, Wilson. Lisa Wilson.
Is anybody like burning up right now? I'm burning.
I'm a little hot.
I'm getting there, but I'm comfortable for now.
Oh, I'm sweating over here.
For me, it's more like my back is sweaty.
Oh, see,
But
which is weird. I run on the hot side. Like my hands are a little hot, but other than that, I'm fine. Like I feel comfortable.
Maybe because I'm buried in blankets over here.
You do have a lot of blankets.
I'm not covered up in blankets by any means.
But they're under you.
They are under me, so
That's still going to retain heat.
I can tell my hands are hot because my nails are orange instead of red.
Oh, are they heat reactive?
Cool.
That's interesting.
I love
Holy
that.
shit.
Yep.
Well, this first picture, this is Lisa Wilson. This is the woman who told the story today. We also got to hear from Carol as well as I think Sarah, the oldest daughter. This next picture is the show's depiction of what the photograph of Michael looked like. So this is what they were describing with the eyes behind the sunglasses and everything.
Gotcha. It's a guy.
There's a guy. This next one is a picture of the show's depiction of the robed figure with twigs and vines and sticks for hands.
Ew.
Love that.
So this is what like manifested in her room that night. And also, it was a very creepy visual they did where as she's turning around, you see the hand of sticks reaching around. It's like, too close. Too close for comfort. And then finally, I just have one of the depiction of the seance that they had with the Chandler at the towards the end of the story.
Beautiful.
All right. But that's all I have. Dalia?
Nice story, sweetie.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thank you.
So,
what do you have for us?
Last recording session to set us off for this encounter. I actually think for this allegedly true encounter, the two of you could very easily see yourself in this situation.
Yeah.
At least when you were younger. Okay?
Okay, sure.
Shall we begin?
I don't like that I'll be able to see myself as I was younger.
I don't like the fact that they specified both
of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've titled.
You're welcome.
I've titled this encounter "My Mother in the Woods." So let's get into it.
Great,
Thanks.
wonderful, lovely.
This is posted by a username Into the Airwaves on April 5th, 2016, in the country of the United States, state Ohio.
Oh, jeez.
Paranormal category, is apparitions, voices, and touches.
Not touches.
Touches.
Oh,
My ding ding dong. Aw. After browsing this website and reading dozens of stories, I finally decided to post one of my own. I've actually had several paranormal encounters over the years, but this one has always struck me as a particularly bizarre and frightening one. This incident occurred sometime in the fall of 2006. I grew up in a rural, I'm really bad at that word, rural part of Ohio. My house had fairly dense woods located directly behind it. As a child, I had a passion for exploring. I especially loved exploring those woods. It was my favorite place to be. Prior to the incident, I had wandered through those woods many times, always with my mother's permission. There was one tree in particular that I frequently enjoyed to climb, usually about to the halfway mark, so I could perch myself on one of the heavier branches and just relax as I listened to the peaceful sounds of nature. Climbing that tree for the very first time was quite an accomplishment. From that position, I could partially see the back of my house. On that day, after a fair amount of exploring, I carefully scaled my favorite tree. I seated myself on a sturdy branch and took in the view. Naturally, being late in October, the sun inevitably began to set within a few minutes. I always felt a little saddened to see the darkness approaching. The woods were like my own little sanctuary. I could entertain myself out there for hours. When darkness began to fall, however, my mother would stand at the edge of the woods and call my name until I obediently returned home so not to be stranded out there after dark. After watching the sun set until I could no longer see it, I began my descent down the tree. I was nearly at the bottom when I heard my mother's familiar voice calling my name. I thought nothing of it at first, as this routine had occurred plenty of times before. Then I realized something strange as my feet touched the ground. My mother's voice was coming from behind me, deeper in the woods, rather than towards the entrance where she always stood when she called me home. My mom had never entered those woods before, at least not with me. I was eager to find her and show her all my favorite spots before it grew too dark. That's when I realized something was off. How could she have gone into the woods ahead of me? Certainly I could have missed her, but as I said, she never entered those woods. She continued calling my name, but there was something strange about it. She sounded absolutely frantic. Sorry if you guys hear that, our cat is losing her shit.
Booney says hello.
She remembered that we exist again.
Yeah.
Why aren't you here?
I want attention. She sounded absolutely frantic, almost angry. Fearing that I was in trouble for reasons currently unknown, I froze in place. As her voice drew closer, I squinted my eyes to see if I could locate her and determine exactly how angry or upset she appeared to be. However, I didn't see anyone or anything unusual. Suddenly, I heard her voice calling my name from the direction of my house, sounding much calmer. Seconds later, from somewhere within the woods yet again, it wasn't an echo. I wasn't imagining things. I was literally hearing her beckoning me from the edge of our backyard as well as ahead of me. My legs suddenly turned to jelly. I couldn't quite comprehend what was going on. "Come here right now!" The voice that I originally believed to be her screamed from just ahead. I realized that whoever or whatever this was mimicking my mother was drawing closer. I didn't question which voice was actually my mother's, as there was something about the way it sounded that unnerved me. Terrified of what I would see if I stood there much longer, I turned around and ran towards the exit of the woods as quickly as my legs could possibly carry me. It was amazing that I didn't trip over anything in my haste. Even though my house wasn't very far away from where I had been standing, those woods had never seemed larger to me than they did in that moment. From behind me, my mother's voice continued to call my name, now sounding desperate. Panic set in as my actual mother finally came into view, waiting patiently as she usually did until I returned home. In my frightened state, I absolutely refused to look back. As soon as I was out of the woods and in the backyard next to my mother, the other voice was suddenly gone. Rather than fading away, it seemed to stop the very moment I stepped foot into my backyard. I must have looked as frightened as I felt because my mother asked me what was wrong. Slowly but surely, my panic subsided. I didn't say anything until we were safely inside of the house with our doors locked. I asked my mother if she had entered the woods. Appearing confused by the question, she told me that of course she hadn't. With that confirmation, I hesitantly asked her if she had heard anyone else calling my name and yelling. The answer to that question was also no. Although I was still very much shaken up, I managed to explain everything that happened as clearly and rationally as possible. My mother was surprisingly nonchalant about the whole situation, explaining that I must have imagined it, that I was spending too much time out there by myself. The incident in those woods have stayed with me to this day. I can still hear that voice as clear as a bell. Whoever or whatever it was calling my name sounded exactly like my mother, but I know it wasn't her. Not only was she waiting for me outside, but the voice also sounded strange in a way that I still can't fully explain. I didn't go back into the woods until I was 17 years old, and even then, I never hung out for very long. I've carefully gone over every possible explanation, but none of them seem entirely plausible. It certainly wasn't my mother playing a prank. There was no way she could have pulled it off. Not to mention the fact that she's never been one to play pranks. I also highly doubt that it was anyone else because, as I stated before, we lived in a rural area. The closest neighbor was at least a mile away, and I wasn't personally acquainted with any of them. How could they have known my name and where to find me? We've since moved out of that house, but my mother and I occasionally discuss the incident. She still claims that she never heard or saw anything unusual out there. I know I probably shouldn't, but what happened in those woods continues to bother me. There it is. I spent many hours out there prior to the day and never had anything out of the ordinary occurred. The best explanation I have at this point is a doppelganger or possibly a demon, but I'm unsure. If anyone has a possible explanation as to what might have happened, I'd love to hear it. Thank you for reading.
So, the funny thing is, I can actually picture this. Because, like, the way my mom would call me and Jordan back from, like, playing in the creek or, like, in the woods, right, is I would hear echoed in the distance, Brandon, like, throughout the area. And that's when we knew, time to head home. If we're out there, and all of a sudden I hear her close, like, she would never go in those woods. But if I hear, like, in the vicinity there, that would be really confusing, if not terrifying. Terrifying minutes later, actually. Once I'm like, wait, what? That's creepy. Another thing, like, towards the end, it's like, I know my mom wouldn't do this. Like, she's never been much of a prankster, right? And just like, also, why would she do this? Like, people never think, why would somebody be pulling a prank like this, right? Like, for what purpose would this serve? People don't just pull pranks. Like, normal people don't just pull pranks randomly like this.
See, my dad, he used to whistle for me when I was out in the woods or I was out down by the creek.
Oh, no, not in the woods.
Very specific whistle. So, if I was to hear his whistle coming from a direction I wasn't expecting,
we got a problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really creepy.
You got pictures?
Yeah. So this first one is going to be a stock photo of a kid chilling in a tree.
Love that.
Cool.
Hell yeah. You know?
Hell yeah, brother.
And the second one is a cool picture I found of a woman in a forest. To potentially represent whatever was
I see. No, yeah.
for him.
No, yeah, that works. That's creepy. No, I was never a tree climber myself. I was. Yeah, I know you were. So B was the tree climber. The thing is, the trees we had, they're like shortest branches were up too high for us to reach to climb, and like any branches under that, if there were any, were like too flimsy, like they just broke off, right? But it was that being said, it was a decent forest, like with trails and stuff because of that, because it was like so clear, right? Mm-hmm. I miss that. I do miss growing up with that. That was nice. But yeah, creepy story. No notes. No other
notes.
No notes.
So you guys both related to it. I was right.
I did. Yes, I did relate to that. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I know you both were outdoorsy kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I miss nature so much. I just wish there weren't so many bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
I wish there weren't so many bugs that found me sweet as honey. You know what I mean?
I miss spending summers on my dad's farm. I'll never forget the first time I got a tick on me. I grew up in California. I didn't know what a fucking tick was. First time I caught a tick, I lost my shit.
No, ticks.
And he's just laughing his ass off, giggling, having a time watching me freak the fuck out.
No, ticks genuinely terrify me to this day because of like the diseases they can spread and how there's more of them now. And I don't like it.
You sure you want to go on a hike tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course I do.
We're going on a hike in the park.
I want to go.
But like, that's also my thing is I'm also an adult now, and any medical issues are fall solely on me. So if I get like malaria or some bullshit, I'm fucked. You know?
Financially, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah. All right, that was a good one. B, what do you got for us today?
So, if you remember from the last episode, I was telling you about the subreddit I found called Pointless Stories. Got another one on here that's just called Jaguar. And it was also posted 9 days ago. I think it's fantastic.
Let's go.
My third grade teacher was Mrs. Mitchell. Mrs. Mitchell was kind but stern. She enjoyed creativity in her students, but not silliness. Since the two often go hand in hand, it was sometimes hard to get a read on what she expected of us. You never knew if a particular act of goofballery was going to get a delighted smile from her, or a glower of reproach. There we go. I tested those expectations a lot. I was popular, and I loved stirring up laughter and attention. I had been that way in 2nd and 1st grade, too. Part of me is still that way. Mrs. Mitchell liked me, I think, but I also suspect that she found me tiring. The tone of our student-teacher relationship was set on the very first day we met. In fact, from the very first words she and I ever spoke directly to each other. It's a moment I still cringe at remembering. The class sat in a semicircle on her rainbow carpet, while Mrs. Mitchell introduced herself in her homeroom. She then asked us to go around the circle and share our names, or, and this was the important bit, any nicknames we would prefer. Now, what she meant by nicknames were things like Jen for Jennifer or Chuck for Charles. But that is not at all what I heard. I saw in her invitation a golden opportunity. A window had opened for personal reinvention and would soon close. My mind whirled with the possibilities. I was seated near to the opposite end of the semicircle where Mrs. Mitchell started the student introductions. 12 or so classmates sat between me and my moment. A new name, a new identity. Something that reflected how I saw myself, how I wanted to be seen. Marcus, Emily, Jared, Jamal. I started narrowing down my options. I wanted it to be cool, but not too grown up. It should reflect my youthful exuberance, but also the bursting potential of manhood. It was a tall order, and I was quickly running out of time. Michelle, Michaela, Heath, William, but I go by Billy. Still 100% oblivious to what was unfolding before me, I scoffed at Billy's wasted opportunity. He could have said anything, and he chose Billy? Miguel, Jessica, my heart beat faster. I needed more time. Doesn't anyone else see how big this moment is? Frantically, I sifted through my remaining options, preparing to release the perfect name into that 3rd grade classroom. A name that just might change the course of my life forever. Derek, Michael, Mike is fine. I scoff again. I'll show him how it's done. Mrs. Mitchell finally turns her gaze towards me. A welcoming silence fills the room. Excitement prickles under my skin like an electric current. My moment of rebirth has come. Jaguar. As soon as the word left my mouth, it was as though a spell had been broken. A normal person's understanding of the situation washed over me, replacing the adult delusion of a child who, for a brief but significant moment, thought it was perfectly appropriate to ask his 3rd grade class, and the adult woman who led it, to refer to him as the deadly jungle cat. If I needed any further confirmation of my profound misunderstanding of the situation, Mrs. Mitchell's face provided it. She cocked her head sharply to one side and furrowed her brow as she tried to make sense of the truly ridiculous thing I now realized I had just said.
No.
At that moment, I could have laughed it off as a joke, given my regular old boring name, and moved on. But I did not do that. My confidence was shaken, yes, but I was in too deep. I mean, my name is Kevin, I stammered, but I go by Jaguar. Sitting there on Miss Mitchell's plush rainbow carpet, I tried to adopt a posture suitable of the kind of guy people routinely agreed to call Jaguar. It only made things worse.
Yep.
I think maybe we should just stick with Kevin, Mrs. Mitchell said politely, head still tilted, brow still furrowed, as though she hadn't yet worked out whether I was just a bit of a goofball or someone with a significant brain problem.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, sure, of course. That works, I replied hastily, trying to play it off like there was no concern of mine, and that there were enough people out there calling me Jaguar, that being just Kevin to this particular group of 9-year-olds was totally cool with me. I was fooling absolutely no one.
This hurts.
Throughout the following school year, Mrs. Mitchell and I developed a fine relationship, and I'm pleased that, despite my best efforts, she eventually settled on the charitable belief that I did not, in fact, have a brain problem. To this day, I've never asked anyone to call me anything but Kevin.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Okay, so
You have a story?
Unfortunately, I do have a relation. I relate to this in a very not
Pretty relatable episode for him.
Yep.
yeah, not to my liking. However, so back when I was in middle school, I first started, like, it was 5th grade. I had just moved to Warsaw, Kentucky. I had just started school there, right? We also had an exercise at one point where the teacher was going around and was asking, like, hey, just state your name, and if you have a nickname you want to be called by, you can do that. And so I was like, ooh, I can get this going. I can get this started. Basically, I relate so much to all of that inner monologue because, boy, did I have an idea. However, I pussied out, kind of. I pussied out where when she came around, I said, oh, I'm Brandon. However, later on, I went up to that teacher privately and was like, hey, so my sisters, they don't. My sisters do have a nickname for me. They like to call me Pyro.
The silence.
When I tell you. And that was the reaction of the teacher. She went, ha! And, like, actually laughed. It was really... And I was like, all right, so this is... My brain was like, this isn't going to work. No, but...
I'm learning so much about my husband
because
this session.
I wanted a nickname. I wanted a cool nickname. I was like, I like fire. I like Pyro. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever, right? And then I remember...
Kids are so weird.
Kids are weird. I remember I actually started my YouTube channel not long after. My very first YouTube channel where I was doing magic tricks and stuff. And the name of it was Pyro Comet Auto. And the reason for that was because it was like, I need to make Pyro something, right? But I was like, we're going to do a variety channel. It wasn't just magic. It was also like little skits, quote-unquote skits or whatever. And I had a friend also named Brand at the time. I was like, all three of them were there when I'm making it. I was like, this could be us making skits and everything. So, Brandon, what do you want your nickname to be? And we settled on Comet. I don't know why. And then my other friend Jared was really into cars, so we called him Auto. Like AUTO.
Pirate Comet Auto.
Pyro Comet Auto.
I said pirate.
I know
Oops.
you did.
Pyro.
Arr!
I've been watching too much One Piece, my bad.
No, so yeah, that was I related to that story. It wasn't as funny, it wasn't as there, but boy did it strike a chord with me for some reason. Good story, B. Good story.
Ain't that just the way? I saw him all like covering his eyes at one point.
Yep.
I was like, oh no, something happened.
So I have 2 pictures today.
Yeah.
The first picture is a very goofy looking jaguar.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
He do be goofing.
He'll be goofing.
It's a pretty kitty.
Pretty kitty.
The second picture is
More jaguar.
In this order: leopard, cheetah, jaguar.
So it's like the differences, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
They are very different, as similar as they may look, though.
Okay.
Jaguars are the largest of the three. They have the strongest bite, can full on just decapitate you with their jaws.
Jeez.
Cheetahs are tall, but they're thin and lanky and really fast. And then leopards are just kind of like the in-between.
Okay.
But jaguars, they're the big scary meat. We don't want to fuck with them.
Fair.
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
The Sega Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Do you think he said jaguar or do you think he said jaguar?
I'm the Jaguar. I wire the Jags.
What's a jag? That sounds like a slur.
It does. That
Guys, I'm ready to end this fucking session, okay?
Bring us
All
out.
right, you can find us on tons of social media, okay? Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Blue Sky, but not Twitter because...
Fuck Twitter!
Thank you. You can listen to us anywhere you can listen to podcasts, as you probably have found out because you're listening to us. Hey,
are here.
let's go. Be sure to rate and review us. Positive, negative, in between. We will take it all. Just be honest and preferably nice if you can, you know.
Not nice, kind.
Kind. Is there there's
a big difference.
There's a difference.
Not nice,
yes.
kind.
Kind is different. Yes. Okay. So, if you have oh gosh, let me gather my thoughts here. A paranormal encounter / story that is true to you, maybe to someone you know, please shoot us an email. Our email is TPIBOTE@outlook.com. That's TPIBOTE @outlook.com. If it is a paranormal encounter, please address me. I'm Dalia, Dalia, no H. If it is a wholesome, true story, something nice that happened to you, maybe something funny, please address B in the subject line. That's B with 2 E's, like the insect. Buzz. Thank you. A buzz.
Yeah, but-
And from there, who wants to take us home?
I don't think B's done it. I think B gets to do it now.
Alrighty. Well, as always, we appreciate you coming and hanging out with us while we be silly little goofy little gooses.
Geese.
And as always, this podcast has been based on true events.
Has been?
Mm-hmm.
Hotel?
Like the hotel?
That's what I said.